some new tea. Gonna try. Alright. Haven't had my matcha yet. So I'm actually going to start very quick with a new matcha I just got. So let's do that real quick. This is a hand-picked matcha Samidori from Shizuoka. So, for some reason it's very difficult to find a good matcha nowadays. Scoop. All right. Let's see how good this one is. I had it before, it was pretty good, but maybe it was just that one time. Make it quite strong. Beautiful. Smells good. Alright. Not using any strainer. Just have to take my time. It's about 160 or like about 65 degrees Celsius. So this is Samidori cultivar, hand-picked. I think it's from Shizuoka instead of from Uji, which is normally means cheaper, but I have to double check with that. It's possible that they buy the leaf from Kyoto and then grind them in Shizuoka. Not quite sure yet. Just trying the samples out. Smells very good though. Samidori. So the one that I have at the shop right now is Saimidori and Goko. So this is Samidori. Color looks good. Got a few tea I gotta try. Trying to do everything in 20 minutes. I'm just gonna do it directly. That's a hell of a shot. I don't know if you can see it, but it's bright green. Give this a try. Very good. Very strong, salty, very umami. I remember now. First time I had it, I said it tastes almost like a chocolate. So now it reminds me a little bit of that chocolate note. Let's see how it tastes if I put a little bit more water. I don't think this is organic, but I could be wrong. But that's why it tastes very umami. Sometimes when it's like not an organic sencha, I feel like it's easier to make it like really umami. Texture, definitely pretty good. It's an 8 out of 10. Great. I'll be proud to sell this if this is a good price. I'm not sure yet, but this is a hand-picked matcha, so it's not going to be super cheap, but quality is definitely probably my top 3 matcha. So first time I had it, it was really good. So I think I'm pretty confident people's gonna like this. It's like chocolatey and kind of umami at the same time. It's almost like if a chocolate coats with matcha, that's what it will taste like. But the matcha will be like a little bit stronger than the chocolate part. All right, that was definitely a winner. I'm happy with that. Samidori matcha. Gotta double check where is it from. Got a lot of tea I gotta try, but I only have about 15 minutes before my shop is open. All right, a bunch of matcha samples. I'm not gonna try another matcha. I'm gonna try a Kamairicha, which is a organic Kamairicha pan fried green tea. So let's see how good this one is. So far, 1 out of 12 is very good. So that is a good sign. Now, normally Chinese green tea I will use higher temperature, and Japanese green tea I will use slightly lower. But this one is a pan-fried green tea, so I'm gonna go a little bit in between the normal Chinese green tea temperature and the Japanese green tea temperature. Let's see. Beautiful. I'm gonna put about 3 grams. I'm gonna use a whole bean. 3 grams, 120 milliliter, 175 degrees Celsius. 175 Fahrenheit, sorry. Celsius is a little bit too high. So, Kamairicha, this is what it looks like. Very pretty. Very sweet caramel. Cooked like butternut squash. Very buttery. I like it. Wow. So far, very impressive. Make it slightly stronger. It's about, I'm gonna brew it for about 30 seconds. So Kamairicha, it's pan-fried green tea. So long time ago in Japan, most of the tea is actually pan-fried, because that's how the Chinese is normally do their green tea. But nowadays it's kind of like a lost art. So, and I've had some Kamairicha from like Kyushu area, Oita. I had some from Kumamoto, even from Saga, Shizuoka too. And so far, they're all good, but none of them are really blew my mind yet. So I'm gonna see how this one is. Hi, Windfall Coffee Roaster. Nice to meet you yesterday. You'll stop by here, try some of my tea. I have a class within 20 minutes, so I'm just gonna do a last minute thing. All right, that's about 30-40 seconds. Looks pretty strong. This is Kamae Richa. Beautiful though. I'm super excited because the matcha was good. So we started with a really good stuff from this place. Ooh, very floral. I didn't expect that. Usually when it's like a pan-fried green tea, they taste more nutty. This is actually more floral. So the roast is probably very light. Good texture. Very good texture. Good body. I always love tea that have great texture. Oh, smells almost like the Shizu 7132, which is a cultivar from Shizuoka that kind of remind me of like a cherry blossom, and also remind me of like some Taiwanese oolong. This is good. Great texture, great texture. Even I brew it strong, barely any bitterness, astringency. I'm probably gonna visit this farm coming June or July. I'm incredibly impressed. 2 out of 2. So far, 2 out of the 2 tea I got, out of the 12. It's very good. Very good. All right, next one I'm gonna try is an organic oolong. So that one was Ichoka. This one is organic oolong, Xyrite cultivar. I'm just gonna try this one more time. That was impressive. Very good energy, very good body. Slightly light aftertaste, slightly floral. One of the smoothest Kamae Richa, even at strong brew. Barely any dryness. I like it. That was good. Like maybe very, very tiny bit of like astringency, but it's like barely noticeable. Beautiful leaf. Refreshing. I like it. So I might do an event for our locals to give some of this tea a try. So far I've been very impressed. 2 out of 2. Let's see. Very smooth. All right, oolong is definitely the hardest one to find. My expectation for oolong is super high just because I drink so much Taiwanese and Chinese oolong. So we're gonna see. And this is organic too. Hopefully it's any good. I should try Miyazaki Kamae Richa. I haven't tried Miyazaki Kamae Richa, but if you have sample, I'll try it. I'm going back to Miyazaki though, so definitely gonna try some. It's interesting how Kamae Richa tastes very different from like one region to another region. You know, it's like when I'm drinking Kamae Richa with somebody that a tea vendor, they have like certain idea of like what Kamae Richa is, and then I try and like, oh wow, it's very different with what I'm familiar with. It's almost like every farm they do it very, very different. There's no standard, which is a lot of fun. You kind of have to readjust what is high quality Kamae Richa. Hi Curtis from Twitch. Got your message. It was very good. So Salvador you'll be there from May 5th till the 14th. So I'll probably will be in China. So I'm gonna miss you again. All right, this oolong does not look like a oolong. Maybe more like, I think, Kamaricha in a way. Whereas it looks like green tea. It's gotta be like light oxidation. So this is a Xirai. Xirai is seeded cultivar. When they can't figure out the name of the cultivar, sometimes they just call it Xirai. So, all right, let's see. Let's see what makes this one oolong. Very sweet. I'm gonna use higher temperature, but from the color, I wouldn't use it too high. All right, I got another 10 minutes. Let's see how much can I try. Brew it really strong again. Just got a fancy scale here, by the way. It's from Japan. It has a built-in timer, and it's touchscreen. That's it. USB-C. I can't find this here. So it's actually designed for a coffee. So far, I like it. Brewing it a lot stronger than normal. Normally, I wouldn't brew this strong, but I'm gonna see if there's any astringency. All right, this is about 1 minute. All right. I always want to watch your live, Salvador, but you speak Spanish. I don't understand Spanish. That's my next language to learn, Spanish. Right, this does not look like oolong at all. Well, let's smell the wet leaf. Again, floral. Smells actually kind of like wild goat. If it doesn't really remind me of oolong. Remind me of like Taiwanese baozhong, I guess, a little bit. It's not bad. For Japanese oolong, I think it's not bad. If I have no choice, I will sell it because I don't have Japanese oolong. But I think I can find something better. It's not bad though. Ha! Your next live in English, nobody going to understand. Well, I will understand it. The color looks beautiful. Yeah, I agree. I was using about 190, so it's pretty close. But it's not bad. It's not mind-blowing. I'm gonna brew one more time. This is organic though, and it is Xirai, so Xirai is always fun. It tastes very, very, how do I explain? It's almost like if you drink raw pu'er, there's that kind of like herbal kind of like notes. There is nuttiness to it. I mean, it doesn't taste like oolong though. All right. It will be like a really light oxidation oolong. More like, yeah, Taiwanese baozhong. That's the closest thing I can think of. A little bit stronger. So far, it's good. I probably wouldn't sell it just because I think there's too many of like this similar oolong in the market. It's one of the best oolong I've had. That just show you how difficult it is trying to find a good oolong from Japan. I was speaking to some Japanese tea master a couple of weeks ago, and he said like, yeah, why bother? Why bother trying to find an oolong in Japan? It's just that's not what we good at, you know. And it's kind of true, but at the same time, I want to keep trying, you know. I don't want to give up. All right, let's see. Oh, let's try a hand-picked sencha, organic Saimidori. After one of this, I think I can try one more tea. Koshin cultivar. I have a Koshin from Asamiya. Koshin, I never tried Koshin oolong, so that will be interesting. To me, Koshin is very floral. I think if the price is good, I can sell this just because it is an oolong. It's not a bad oolong though, and there's a lot of demand of like Japanese oolong. The best thing I can give a point to this is the texture. The texture is like pretty good. It's not mind blowing, pretty good. I'll drink it. I can drink it. Somebody give me this, I'm pretty happy. But selling it is a different story. So it's pretty good. I'm gonna try one more tea. Hand-picked Saimidori. So 2 out of 3, very good. I'll try the 4th tea. Tezumi Saimidori. Tezumi means it's hand-picked. Last week I tried a hand roll. I guess I never looked for a hand roll green tea. They're usually for like competition. They even have a competition for like hand rolling tea. So that was pretty cool. Flavor was very good too. Price very high. So come on. So there is Tezumi, which is hand-picked. There is Temomi, which is hand roll. And then there's Tezukuri, which is handmade. I think for tea normally it's either hand-picked or hand roll. So this one is hand-picked. And it is very special because most of the time Japanese tea is machine picked. So. But even though it's hand picked, doesn't mean it's hand processed, right? It's still using machine when they process it. The beautiful leaf, color, it's okay, color wise. I think it's not bad. Do one more. So far seems like I have a similar pattern here, the tea from this farm. They all slightly floral, they all have good texture. This one is not very floral. There's almost like a unique kind of sweetness, almost like a grape kind of sweetness. That's gonna be fun. Oh, my temperature is too high now. Saimidori. Saimidori is getting very popular nowadays. It's one of the most popular cultivar now, I think. Saimidori, Asanoka, Atatsuyu. I seem to see that a lot. Dropping the temperature to 160, 165. Considering it's a hand pick, I thought it's gonna be more pretty though. This is pretty, but I've seen prettier. Right. It's not as consistent as I wanted to. Yummy though. Looking at the leaf, it's like almost light steam. So I'm not sure how many seconds they steam this, but probably not too long. So I'm gonna brew this about, I'm guessing all of this. Whenever I get samples, there's no direction, so just have to play around based on experience. I'm gonna brew this about 1 minute. So that I have a bunch of matcha I gotta try. Can only have one matcha at a time. Oh, and then there's a Baochong Caution. There's actually an oolong that is Caution cultivar that you mentioned, Salvador. So, but I gotta try that next time. All right, 1 minute. 1 minute is up. So all the tea I use about 3 grams. This whole bean is about 120 milliliters. Very nice, very sweet, very smooth. The color is not as bright as normally a Sai Midori is. It is organic, so I don't mind eating into some of this leaf. I feel like I need to brew it longer. This is 1 minute brew at 165 though. That was pretty high temperature. I'll brew it longer. I gotta do it. I'm surprised how the flavor is like barely noticeable. It's very clean. For people that like it light, I think this is a great one. What? You use 8 grams? But this is small, Salvador. This is only 100 milliliter. You crazy. I like it. You know, it's so refreshing. Even though it's light, it reminded me of some of High Mountain Oolong from Taiwan. Sometimes it's not about the strength. Even though it wasn't very strong, I like it. It doesn't feel like Sai Midori. A lot of Sai Midori is like Fukamushi. Is this my first Sai Midori that is like light steam? This is not fully light steam. I'm guessing this is like about 5 seconds. Really light steam, sometimes like 2 seconds. So I don't know. I kind of like it. Very nice feeling. I'm gonna brew it stronger. Very good. Like a little bit umami, very easy to drink. I think this is like beginner friendly. Unless you feel like something really strong. But this is a good introduction to like Japanese green tea, I think. Sai Midori is always great for like people that haven't liked a lot of Japanese green tea. Like a lot of Yabukita, I feel like it's a bit too salty, maybe too umami for like beginners. Oh shit, only 3 minutes left. My customer's gonna be here soon. So I gotta wrap it up. I'm gonna do one more time, make it really strong. Just started my Japanese tea journey. Thank you so much. Let's do the temperature. Yeah, you have to play around with temperature wise. I don't like following the manufacturer instruction. I like to go, you know, basically keep playing, but normally 160. If you look at the leaf, are much more broken, then you gotta brew it faster. Usually like deep steam tea. And if the leaf looks more intact, then you can steep it longer like this one, right? But you have to play with it. I've seen people use 120 and brew it for 3 minutes, 140 at a minute and a half, 160 like a minute. But again, Salvador apparently using 8 grams. I'm usually using 5 grams. I'm using 3 grams because this is a small one. But if I'm using a Kyushu or a bigger teapot, like a Hobing, like this is slightly bigger, then I will brew using 5 grams. But I'm just sampling. I don't want to use 8 grams. I feel like it's a waste. But gotta go. 2 more minutes until my customer's here to do my tea tasting. But this is the color even after brewing it really strong. All right, let's just one more time. Now this is more like a Sai Midori I'm familiar with. Very clean. I like it. Doesn't really give you a jittery, pretty calming. Definitely get the focus, the caffeine. I will try this again. I might not be like 100% sold on this tea, but I think this is easily like people that is just afraid of trying like those umami seaweed Japanese tea. I think this is an easy sell for those. It's just so clean. I like it. And I know it's probably hard for you to understand what clean means, but once you try a lot of tea, that's kind of like what we use, the terms wise. Very easy to drink here. It doesn't really makes you uncomfortable. But yeah, you use around 6 to 8 grams and lower the temperature. A lot of people do that. I know a lot of people do like 120, 130 for like 3 minutes. So, but I like to play around. Depends on the tea. And I need to play around with this too. This was pretty low though. This is 165. So anyway, thank you again for watching. I gotta go. Now exactly noon. So I'm gonna have to come back doing this live again because I have a lot more matcha to try.